have the pleasure to present to you Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Five score years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of be able to sing with new meaning, my country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and when the capital, when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that speech needs no introduction. If you ain't heard that speech, then something's wrong with you. What do you think about that speech, babe?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, you went to two HBCUs, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Would you go into two HBCUs? Please tell me you heard that speech at least once.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yes, I have. More than once. And each time I get emotional.
Right.
It's like he knew, but we didn't know, but it's like he knew. Because that wasn't going to be the original speech.
Right.
He just made that up while he was standing there looking out
on the fly.
In the audience.
Yeah, on the fly. Yeah, he did that on the fly. So
Yeah.
that just goes to show you how talented the man was.
Right.
Okay. Well, yeah, I get choked up every time I hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just imagine. I'm sorry, let me put a disclaimer here. My voice is back raggedy. Again, I apologize because we went to the LL Cool J concert.
yeah.
So I apologize about my voice. It was Thursday, but it's still kind of raggedy. But just imagine that he was looking out for the future of his 4 children at that time.
Right.
And he just wanted them to have better than what he had and what he was going through, you know?
Right.
It wasn't even much long after that he was assassinated, you know?
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. But anyway, let's get the introductions out. Welcome to another episode of Melanated Thought, where we talk about things that affect the black community. I'm Reggie O.
And I am Mimi the lady.
And what a lovely lady she is.
Wow.
Just like she said, we went to the LL Cool J concert Thursday night. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. You should have heard her screaming.
Because I always say, because I seen him when I was a teenager. And I said, if I ever get a chance to see him as an adult, I'm going. I know it's a Thursday night. We worked that day. And I was like, I got to go. And my sweet, beautiful, handsome, amazing, sexy, loving devil I have of a husband
Why I got to be a devil?
made it possible for us to go. I know he was tired the next day, but he got on up and went to work and everything. But
yeah, we didn't get in. We didn't get back in the house like after 1.
After 1 o'clock, yeah, that was a good show.
It really was.
MC Light, Big Boy from Outkast,
Rakim,
Sleepy Brown came with Big Boy, Rakim,
Raekwon the Chef.
Yeah,
Goody Mob.
Yeah, LL Cool J brought out Raekwon. I did not know he discovered him. That was news to me. I didn't know. I kind of heard about. I forgot. Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh man, it was
Juvenile. Back that thing up. I was trying to back it up too. What about?
Yeah, I
just let all my inhibitions go, and I was just having a good time. That's probably why my voice sound like this now, but
yeah,
it was good. And one thing we did say before on this podcast, fully dressed, with a nice, very nice tracksuit on.
Oh man,
And she
NC Light
still rocked the house.
rock the house.
She wasn't showing no legs, no TNA, no fishnets, no thongs.
Come on now.
And she still killed it.
And don't nobody know what color a booty hole is either.
Right. Right. So it was a very good show. If you guys ever get a chance to go to the Force tour,
Oh yeah.
it's playing in different. So I think he have like a couple of I think almost 10 more to go around the country.
Yeah.
If you have a chance, please check it out.
It's a pretty good concert.
It's-
I'll
it's
admit it. You know, I'm a
good.
LL. I take that back. I used to be a LL Cool J fan until after he dropped that single 4321. Let me tell you why. On that particular single, it was him, Method Man. No, not Method. Yeah, Method Man was on there. Redman was on there. Cannabis was on there, and I think Master P was on there too. I think I might be wrong. Anyway, Cannabis did a line on the album on the song originally said, "Yo, L, that mic on your arm, can I borrow that?" L thought he was taking shots at him because of his ego, and he wasn't. He was just paying homage to LL Cool J. LL wrote and told him, said, "Hey man," called and told him, said, "Hey man, change your verse so that she ain't gonna be on the song." So being the person that he was, Cannabis changed his verse. Okay. Then LL comes back after Cannabis, changes his verse, and goes all the way in on Cannabis. And so that's what made me say, man, that was a sucker move, LL. Come on, bro. Come on now. That was a straight up sucker move.
Was it?
Anyway, so
I don't agree.
yeah, it was a sucker move, man. Come on. But anyway,
He does no wrong in my eyes, honey.
yeah, don't make me kill this.
None.
Don't make me go. Don't make me put a hit out on it now. Come on.
Just
now.
amazes me how he still looked the same. He just voice sound strong and
Oh yeah.
sound
He's
just
dope.
like
I
the
give credit where
record.
credit's due,
I'm
man.
like-
He's
I
one of
always
the-
said he was a true lyricist, and he is to
Oh
me.
yeah, I agree with you on that.
He
I agree with
is
you. No,
true
no,
lyricist.
no argument with that. You know, L is when it comes to longevity in the hip hop game, which is rare, because you know most hip hop artists you get like 3-4 albums out of them, they're done.
And I like what he said. He said, "Forget what you heard. Don't get it twisted. This my first love." He said hip hop will always be his first love.
Exactly. Even though he's
I
doing other
love it.
things,
Excuse me. Exactly. He's doing TV, film,
right?
hosting shows, and now he done got into the Hall of Fame and all of that. But
He did an
still-
interview.
He still say hip hop his first.
He did an
love.
interview recently, and he said that, and somebody asked him, was there ageism in hip hop? And he said, yes, definitely. Because you got the younger cats that have no respect for the older generation because it's all about them now. You don't see that in any other music genre. Because if you go to the rock genre, Kiss is still one of the hottest bands out there. So are
What's
the
the
Rolling
one,
Stones.
the skinny one, Steven Tyler. I don't think they put out nothing new, but he's still
Aerosmith,
rocking
yeah,
it.
from Aerosmith, yeah.
Still rocking. it.
Still rocking and still
Touring.
packing the house, still and goes with the young cats. Not in hip hop.
Honestly, LL could have carried that show the whole time himself.
Yeah, he could've.
He didn't have to
By himself.
Because he came out, did half a set, and he came and did another set.
Right.
He could have rocked that whole 2 hours and a half by himself.
Yeah.
Because he was playing hit after hit after. I was like, oh my God, oh my God.
Yep.
And then he played homage to Biggie Smalls and
Yep.
The Freaks Come By That Night.
yeah, Houdini,
And, I
yep.
mean, it was a great show.
Yeah, it
but like
was.
I said, I appreciate everyone that was there, but L could have carried that by himself. I didn't
Yeah.
realize he had that many. You know, honestly, let me throw my hands up. He is the GOAT to me.
Well, to a lot of people, he's a
He's
goat.
the
Man,
goat
you know,
to
I'm not knocking that. I mean,
His-
when it comes
his-
down
his,
to longevity, no doubt.
I was gonna say his legacy and his history and
Yeah.
he got the receipts.
No doubt.
He has the receipts.
no argument there.
Good show, brother.
No
Good
argument
show.
there. No argument there. But other than the concert, dear, how was your week?
It was good. Just another week, another dollar. Praise God.
Right.
And then after that, last night went out with the girls just to have a woo-saw moment. And went out for a couple hours, had dinner, and met with them, had drinks and had dinner. So that was good too. So it was a good week. Wrapped it up last night with that, and here we're gonna start a new one. So
Yep.
getting ready for Labor Day. Hopefully have 3 days off.
Right.
And then it's our family reunion down home, so we'll be down that way.
Mm-hmm.
Are we still going to see your people in New Boston?
I don't know what we're gonna do yet. I haven't heard
Excuse me.
anything yet.
But we'll be down that way, so
Yeah.
probably won't be a show next week. Unless we're going to do it that Monday for Labor Day.
Yeah, let's do it then.
Okay.
Yeah, get ready for a Labor Day show, y'all. And we'll do it then. Because, like I said, the Whites and family reunion is coming up, and we're going to be doing that.
But other than that, it was another week, another good week. Everything is good. Everybody's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And how was yours, sir?
It was okay. It was just okay. I really can't complain. I'm not going to sit up here and say that it was a bad week or a good week because
Right.
it was just a week, man. Let's just say that. So, yeah.
I don't know what mood. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, Mike is in the building.
Hey, Mike. Glad to be here. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, buddy. So we're going to talk about the I Have a Dream speech and its impact 60 years later. That's going to be the main subject of the show.
Correct.
But and that was a powerful speech, man. Mike, you hit the nail on the head, brother. That was a powerful speech. Every time I hear it, man, it resonates. It should resonate in everybody, in my opinion.
I don't know what MLK and Malcolm X foresight or what God put on their
Right.
spirit
Yeah.
in their mind, but for that to be 60 years ago,
Yeah.
and some of the thoughts and ideas that Malcolm X said is still prevalent now, that's amazing.
No doubt about it.
That's
man.
amazing. And I often said, like I mentioned on this show before, would he be pleased?
I
He
always
did
say
all
no.
that marching, all that stomping, trying to get this done, board versus education done, and he tried to do things for us as a culture.
Right.
60 years later from that march, would he be pleased?
I say no.
Are we marching now?
No. I say no, and that's why I say no. Man, I'll get into detail about that later on. But at any rate, let's get the music crack-a-lacking. Something with some bounce to it. Hold on, turn it down a little bit. There we go. Now, again, we're going to talk about some other stuff too, man. Then we got to talk about the elephant in the room. Mr. Donald J. Trump.
Scrooge 2.0. I had this right here talking about looking ass. Every time he says, what's up with your looking ass? Scrooge 2.0 looking ass.
Oh my God.
I think he did. There ain't no way that man looked like that on a normal. And then he lied talking about he's 6'2", 215. 215 where your hair? Boy, you better get out of here.
His ego maybe. But
Right.
I'm just saying.
That fist you always pumping.
For sure.
Boy, get out of here.
But yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit too, y'all, because, man.
It's amazed me what people do regarding that man. I have a story. I have two stories regarding it. I just cannot believe. I said, okay, I'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
I'm so ready to talk about it. I can't believe it. It's unfathomable.
Man, it's yeah, I agree. Let's get to the books real quick. The books every black person should read at least once in their lifetime. I got 4 this time. One of them is The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power by Dr. Boyce Watkins. I get it out. It basically talks about how black people can take their finances and leverage it to their own power. At one point in time, we had done that on several occasions, actually. And we all know what happened with that. So, anyway, that's a good book. Definitely get that one. Second book I got is called The Devil You Know by Charles Blow. Damn, can't get it out today. But anyway, I have this book. Very good book. It's kind of like a Black Power manifesto. Tells what we have, where we have been, where we are now, and how far we need to go. As far as us liberating ourselves, as opposed to waiting for somebody else to do it for us. All right? Good book. This book right here, I've read it, I just don't have it. It's called Blueprint for Black Power, a moral, political, and economic imperative for the 21st century by Dr. Amos Wilson. This dude wrote a whole bunch of books. I mean, his books are amazing. And that book is just that. It's a blueprint for Black Power. You know, it pretty much talks about the same thing that Malcolm talked about. Put aside the petty differences and come together on one accord because they got one common enemy. I think that's it. I thought I had 4. Okay, I guess I don't. Oh well. No way I do. Here it is. Number 4. Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson. A national plan to empower Black America. And that's pretty much what the book is. The title says it all right there. You know, it talks about the history of slavery to a certain degree and goes a little bit further than that and tells us how to get away from the shackles of slavery because we're still mentally enslaved. You want to get technical about it.
Amen.
So, but anyway, that's all I got. And here goes my favorite part. Show bold words from a Black woman. My wife came up with that one. What you got today? I know you got something good.
Well, and keep it with the theme of the show, I would like to pay homage to Dr. Bernice King.
Okay, got a picture up.
Dr. Bernice King is an American lawyer, minister, and the youngest child of civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr.
All right.
and Coretta Scott King. She was 5 years old when her father was assassinated.
Wow.
I wanted, like I said, because of she gave a powerful speech the other day at the 6-year anniversary of the march, and I was just so profound that, you know, to hear them speak still to this day about their father is so beautiful. But I remember when her book came out, I think it was like in 2002, and the name of the book was The Father I Never Knew and the Father I Know Now.
Right.
When that book came out, she was pretty much giving her personal story of all the changes and emotional real life issues that she dealt with because of what he went through.
Right.
And because of he being taken away from her at such an early age, all the troubled days she felt, and how the death of her father still pain her. Like the death of my father still pain me too. He wasn't a civil rights leader, but I could just imagine with her,
right,
it was her father plus a civil rights leader who was looking out for her future.
Right.
So other than that, I would just like to say thank you, Sister King. You are a phenomenal woman, and thank you for sharing your father with us in death and in history. Thank you so much. So Dr. Bernice King. Reverend Dr. Bernice King.
All right. Now y'all know what time it is. I ain't gotta tell y'all. You know what time it is.
And now it's time for MTP News.
I love that. I love it.
Most of the time, if you know our stilo on this show, we always like to keep it home. So we have one for Texas, and we also have one for Oklahoma.
Oh damn!
Yeah, the one for Texas.
Hold on for a second, babe.
Okay.
Before I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Mike asked a question. He said, "Which leader, Malcolm or Martin, do you feel made the greatest impact on blacks, as well as all nations?"
Well, to me, I guess because he's celebrated, I'll say MLK. They really do need to give a day for Malcolm.
Yeah.
You know, but I'll say MLK. Just because he's known on both sides of the fence, per se.
Well, yeah,
per se.
I agree to a certain extent, but me personally, Me personally, I'm more of a Malcolm.
Yeah.
But Malcolm definitely impacted us as a people because Malcolm was the epitome of black pride. But Martin, he, like you said, he got more press, and Martin got more followers, black and white. So, as far as impact is concerned, Mike, I have to go with MLK, but I'm more of a Malcolm person.
Right. Yeah. MLK made an impact. He got a stamp, a holiday. And,
yeah.
You know, some people still got to work on a holiday. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyway, go ahead, babe.
Okay, the first story I want to talk about, you know, school is back in for a lot of kids. School has started for the 2023-2024 school year. But this story is a little heartening to hear. Plastered third grade teacher arrested, accused of having 3 times the legal limit of alcohol in her system at an Oklahoma school on the first day of class. Wow! And she claims it was just quote unquote juice.
OMG.
Yeah, the teacher name was Kimberly Coates, and she was a third grade teacher at Perkins Theron Intermediate School in Oklahoma. And, the other teacher was saying she was, acting a little weird or whatever. So they went and told the superintendent. So the superintendent wanted her to take a breathalyzer, and it was 3 times the limit. You know, I now maybe if this was like in the middle of the year, I can probably understand. Cause you probably like, okay, these kids get on my nerve,
Right.
But the very first day, you just coming off a summer vacation, you should be good to go, real excited. She came in loaded.
So she came in there drunk off her ass.
If she said she had been drinking wine that day, and that was wine in her cup that she had.
Talking about that juice. No,
I don't know what they're gonna do with her. I don't know if they're gonna suspend her. But the very first day, that's crazy.
So
And you can look at her and tell too. Her
oh yeah,
eyes
you can
are
tell she was drunk. Look at her.
tight
She was drunk as
and
hell.
red. And then she just, when they asked her to take the breath, like until she looked embarrassed, but she was like, "It's just juice."
Yeah, joy juice.
Quote unquote, that Jesus juice.
Well, everybody out there that knows anything about me knows that I'm a comic reader. One of my favorite comics growing up when I used to read it when it was in the paper before the man passed away was Lil Abner. There's some characters on Lil Abner. I can't remember their names right now, but they had this whiskey that was so powerful, even just a smell of it would get you drunk.
Dang.
Okay, that's how strong it was. It was real strong. But and this story kind of reminded me of that. She came to work drunk off her ass to teach. What did she teach? 3rd grade?
Yeah. Third grade are so exquisite. They
Now,
be like,
I could-
"What's wrong with you, Miss Coates?
Oh my God.
Why are you looking like that? You bobbing your head." I could just imagine what they was probably thinking.
Oh my God.
And she trying to keep it together, and, okay,
she
class, sit down.
Yeah, she's trying to maintain. Let me ask
Maybe
you,
like I said, maybe she went on lunch and had a drink, but she came to
school first thing in the morning.
7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning,
Drunk.
straight bow.
Toe up from the floor up.
Right. So pray for her and keep her y'all lift up in prayer, because she started out like this. What's the remaining of the year gonna be for her?
Let me ask you this, baby. Have you ever been in the job where somebody came to work drunk?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Be like, nah, if I smell it, is anybody else gonna smell it?
Oh, hell
Is
yeah.
anybody gonna tell? I ain't gonna say nothing. Yeah, several. And they be coming, you got some mint, you got some gun. I sure don't. Have
Nah,
a
I
whole
sure
drawer.
don't.
I always kept gun. I sure don't.
I used to do that too.
And then eventually, someone told HR, and HR,
Yeah, it was this dude named Raymond.
Had to do it.
It was a dude named Raymond that I used to work with when I worked in Oklahoma City. He used to always come to work. I mean, he was drunk. I mean, he would always say, "Man, I don't know how people could smell it. The only thing I had was a little bit of tequila in my coffee." And I just pulled
he
him
should
to
have
the...
did vodka. They can't smell vodka.
I just came up. I just pulled his coat. I said, "Look here, man. Stop telling people you had tequila with your coffee because you didn't have coffee. Come on now.
You had tequila.
Tequila is strong
You
as
had a
hell.
cup of tequila with a spoon of coffee.
If that.
Yeah, but some people, I know some people, like I said, I know a couple of people, they did their job.
Right.
They won like a day shift.
You would never know.
They came on time. But I think some people need stuff like that. Just like people who do like what they call a little nail sniff every now and then.
Little booger sugar.
Little booger sugar. Yeah, they function. That's how they have to function.
Yeah.
So long as they doing their job and they ain't hurt nobody, run nobody over, I don't know. But
Truth be
yeah.
told, I'm not going to even lie to you, babe. There's some people at my job right now that be doing that booger sugar.
Wow.
You can tell too.
When these people act like that, I think everybody do it these days.
Oh, no doubt about it.
They be like, what is wrong with you? Some of these stories I'm going to read, you be thinking they done. You going to think they done something as well. But keep her lifted up in prayer, guys. She's an older, like she probably like in her early 50s, mid-50s. So.
Well, she is white, so ain't no telling how.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. She might be 30.
Yeah, she could be 21, But now let's keep her because, she...
And Mike asked the question. The question, said, "Why is that folks come to work drunk in order to cope?" I'm like, that's pretty much it, Mike. You answered your own
The way
question.
this world is now.
Yeah.
I heard a story. Like I said, I always look at news stories in the morning.
Right.
And one of the things they said that now the economy the way it is now, $50,000, you need $100,000 just to make or live off like you did $50,000. They said things and cost of living has pretty much doubled.
Of course.
I'm like, that is crazy.
Because think about this.
That's probably why people drink. They be like, man, what am I gonna do?
Well, think about this though, babe. Think about this. When I first got out of college, I landed a government job, making $68,000 a year. Nowadays, $68,000 ain't shit.
It ain't nothing.
Back then,
and
it
I meant
was.
to say ain't. It ain't nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back then,
If you have a mate, if you have a partner, it's something. It'll be okay.
oh yeah,
but
that's
by
different.
yourself,
That's
nah.
different. That's different. But nowadays, yeah, you're right. Yeah, but still, man,
And that's why people come like that, Michael, because they have to cope. Because, in the words of the great Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson, it's hard out here for a pimp and pimpstress. It is hard out here. You don't know. You pray. Don't get me wrong. Prayer is awesome.
right.
But some people feel like they gotta help the prayer by doing stuff like that.
Exactly.
And sometimes you be like, I understand. I mean, you don't want to fault it because you understand it. You going through the same thing. A lot of us are going through not understanding why this culture is the way that we supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world.
Yeah.
While we're paying almost $5 for a tank of gas,
I'm gonna tell you why.
$8 for a load of bread. I placed a grocery order this morning. First thing I wanted to get some bread, a loaf of bread,
Probably $5.
wheat bread. Wheat now, not even the white bread, wheat bread. $4.89.
I was about to say about $5, wasn't it?
I said, is it two for that price? It was $4.89 for a
Yeah.
loaf of bread. I just, I don't know. But yeah, I like I said, Mike, I know it's probably not good, but I do understand. Some people have to do it just to cope, or they will literally lose their mind. In the words of the late great Marvin Gaye, makes me want to holler, throw up both my hands.
Come on now.
Baby. Moving on.
Moving right along.
Now here's another side of it.
No.
Fortunately, this is a Texas story. It's in Grand Prairie, Texas. Outrageous. Texas school counselor forced to resign after defending student who was stepped on and called the N-word by a teacher. Now this story has me so baffled. I don't understand. First of all, it was a special needs student. Let's start there. And I know how you are, your propensity toward that.
Yeah.
The counselor was in the room with the teacher. The little boy was saying that, it all started over a bag of chips. And he claimed that the chips was taken by him, and the teacher was telling him, you need to get it together, and just started calling him dumb, and then call him the N-word, and then tried to pull a chair out from under him. And that's when the counselor, stepped in. It was trying to, walk away, and then from the way it read, it's like the teacher tried to swing on the child, and he missed. And that's when he found it. He started putting his foot in the boy's chest.
Wow.
So by this counselor, you're thinking by her taking the child away or trying to get the child out this altercation. That's what it was, an altercation. She should be paid valor for that, or saying that she did the right thing. But in essence, they came to her and told her that she's going to be let go because she went against the code of conduct of the school. What kind of conduct does this school have that you're going to fire her over something that most people would try to do as a teacher?
For first and foremost, that's to the council.
I'm sorry, they said they found her in a violation of the ethics code.
It don't matter.
What kind of ethics do this school have? Now, mind you, this is a predominantly black and Hispanic school with maybe 5% white, but still, this is a special needs student. You supposed to have more decorum, empathy toward those students first and foremost, and then you gonna call him dumb and the N-word? That's crazy.
Well,
I can't imagine what that parent gonna do. It couldn't be mine.
Man, first of all, to the counselor. That's for the counselor.
She was forced to resign. They told her to take it or resign, and she said, "I will resign under duress."
I will say this. Again, like you said, I have a very soft spot for special needs students because of my sister and her situation. And let me just say this real quick. Back when I was growing up, I got into a lot of fights defending my sister. as I should, because one, she's special needs, and two, she don't be to bother anybody.
And you should.
Right. And that's my sister.
That's
you know,
right.
that's what I'm supposed to do. So, if I, I'm just gonna be honest with you. If that were my sister, I'm coming to that school. I'm coming to that school. I'm waiting for a teacher to come out and say, "Hey, point her out," and it'll be on and cracking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's just how
You are
I
a
am.
teacher.
You're
this
a teacher.
is a child.
Right.
Lord, I'm finna say something, but forget. Y'all know what word I want to use. Forget how you feel. If you don't like the color of his shirt, you don't like that he's black. Watch your words.
No doubt.
And be a professional. Keep all that you feel in your car in the parking lot. But when you come into this classroom, watch your words and be a professional. Treat everybody the same. You don't want nobody to treat you like that.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell everybody out there why my wife is kind of passionate about this particular story. It's because of my sister.
Yeah.
My sister loves her to death.
I don't understand that. You already see they're already vulnerable. That's why I said, you will never see me mess with any kids or some. I'm not going to say all, but some old people. Because they're vulnerable.
Right, they're very vulnerable, especially children like that.
And that makes, to me, when you do stuff like that, you ain't nothing but a coward. Mm-hmm. Overgrown sized coward.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, Miss Teacher, her name is Gabriana Clay White.
Put a
get
name
that
out
lawsuit.
there.
Get that lawsuit, baby.
For
and
sure.
I hope you get it to the fullest and get whatever you need.
Hell yeah.
And another district will hire you because they see that you are one of the few teachers or counselors that care.
Exactly.
Because a lot of them just go for a paycheck.
Exactly.
I read a study the other day. It was a seminar, and it was this teacher. She said she taught 5th grade, and none of her kids could read. That sickened my stomach so bad. I was like, now how the hell you get the 5th grade?
And you can't read.
And then she said some of the ones she was teaching in the 5th grade had came back, and now they're 17, 18 years old and still can't read.
Wow.
They said because some of the teachers that's in the kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade level don't know how to teach children how to read.
Why are you a teacher?
That's why I say kudos to you, Miss Clay White. If you're going to sue, I know everything don't have to be about suing,
but that should be.
At least you are one that care.
That one should be a lawsuit.
A lot of them do not.
Well, that one should be a lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, that should be a lawsuit, no matter what. Mm-hmm. But I'm still tripping off the fact that you said 5th grade students can't read.
5th grade students can't read. And at this point, they be taking those STAR tests and all those different tests.
Yeah.
And a lot of them teachers be trying to focus on that so the class can, or I guess the school can excel and get all the fundings that they need from the government and things like that. So they probably just passing these students along and not taking that one-on-one time to make sure they have just like the basic fundamentals of knowing how to say ABC 1, 2, 3.
Well, see, that's why, and Mike brought up a really good point. Mike agrees with you. I think they should sue. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Mike. No doubt about it. Yeah, I no doubt about it.
That's crazy.
But to piggyback off of what you just said, yeah, you're right. That's why I think I had an advantage going to school in a small country town, because the teachers there took their time with you to make sure you understood the curriculum. Okay, and the reason why they did that is because their district, the districts there was small. And with that being such a small district, everybody had to be on point with those test scores, or else they won't have any funding.
Right.
So that's why they made sure everybody was on point. That's number one. And number two, most of those teachers that were there were either classmates with our parents or taught our parents. So that was the advantage to that, because I remember when I first started going to school out there in that little small country town of Tom, Oklahoma. Shout out to Tom, Oklahoma. I couldn't go 3 steps without somebody saying, "Oh, you're Judy's boy." You Judy's son. That's what I kept on hearing. I didn't have a name. Hell, you heard it when I went down home. That's Judy's son. So yeah, it's like I ain't got a name.
But even if you do go to school in a big district, like we went to school in a small district, and it was not too small, not too big. It wasn't compared to like DISD or anything.
Of course
but
not.
even if you do go to DISD or whatever, you should still be able to get the basic fundamental of learning how to read, write, and you got read, write, arithmetic. You know.
Right.
But to get up to the 5th grade, you're halfway to high school and you can't even read.
Right.
Do you know how to write your name then?
That's a good question.
Or you putting the X?
That's a good
or
question.
you go by nickname? Kiki and Lily and Dee Dee.
Yeah, Nuck Nuck. Some shit like
yeah,
that.
Nuck Nuck. Yeah, Peanut.
Little man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So God bless him. So shout out to her. I hope it all work out in her favor.
I agree, man.
Now this story we just did last week, and we was talking about the black FedEx driver who was shot at by the white man and the white son and the father.
Yeah.
FedEx has decided to fire this man. I am just like overwhelmed. Why would they fire this man? He brought the truck back. The truck had bullet holes in it. Some of the packages had bullet holes in it. But because they wanted him to take a part-time job or like a non-carrier position, and he said no, so they decided to let him go.
Wow.
That is unbelievable to me.
OMG.
Unbelievable. This man said that he still have nightmares and anxiety and have trouble sleeping because of the shooting. So why would y'all fire him? The evidence is in the truck and the packages with the holes in it. I don't
See,
get it.
that's what confused me right there. Why would you fire the person that was a victim?
But he was out on what you call that? Workers' comp. And you know, a lot of these companies don't want to pay, and they try to make you come back earlier than when you need to come back.
Right.
And that's when they tried to offer him another position. And he was like, no, I want my regular position back if I'm going to come back. And because he wouldn't take the position that they offered him, which was a part-time or a non-carrier job, they fired him. I'm thinking they fired him because since the father and the son was found, a mistrial was, given, they probably thought he was lying. But how could he be lying again with the trucks and the packages full of bullet holes?
So basically, when I saw this story, I'm like, wait a minute. Why would they fire the man that was a victim?
Right.
That
and the
makes no
reason
sense.
why it was a mistrial, because the police detective that was sharing the information didn't get it to the plaintiffs and the defendant in enough time, so which prompted a mistrial. That shouldn't be this young man's problem. His name is Demetrio Gibson. That shouldn't be his problem at all.
And that evidence not showing up when it was supposed to show up was done on purpose.
Again,
I don't give a damn what nobody
look
says.
at the truck and look at the packages with all the bullet holes.
That was on purpose. That was by design. I don't give a damn what nobody says. That was by design.
Of course, this is in Mississippi. So, they might have a little propensity to go toward the other way.
Oh, you already know that.
And he's another way.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I can say this.
I'm sorry, so sorry, Mr. Gibson, but I hope something happened in your favor, because he even stated, he said he honestly feels disrespected. I feel you.
Dude.
And then what's so bad about it, they terminated him via email.
What?
Via email.
Hold on.
He found out about it via email.
Hold on.
Yeah.
My man got fired by email.
Through email. Mm-hmm.
They didn't have the courtesy to call him up.
Nope. That's how they know. That's how I know that something's wrong with this. Something is bogus.
Exactly. Something's definitely wrong with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more to this story.
But I'm gonna keep a brisk with this story, because I don't think this is the end, and I don't think he should just sit down and let this fall to you. I think he needs to fight this to the fullest.
That's a wrongful termination, in my opinion.
Right.
That's a wrongful termination. That's grounds for a lawsuit.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's another story for Oklahoma.
Oh damn.
16-year-old dies after shooting at Oklahoma high school football game. Gunshots was fired on the visitor side of the stadium at Choctaw High School during the third quarter of their game against Dell City High School.
OMG.
At least 4 other people sustained injuries as a result. Now, I don't know, were they losing? You saw the video, right?
I saw the video.
So what happened?
Well, let me just go ahead and put this in perspective real quick. Okay? Choctaw High School and Dell City High School, they have kind of like a little bit of a rivalry.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, that was on the visitor side. They were playing in Choctaw High School Stadium. So that was on the Dell City side that they was fighting at. Now, from what I understand, 2 people from the visitor side got into an argument. For whatever reason, I don't know. No, they didn't really get into detail about it. They don't have any suspects or whatever. But shots rang out. I think 4 people got hit, right? And 1 got killed.
One
was it 3 that got hit and 1 got killed?
One 16-year-old boy got killed and 3 others got shot.
Okay.
Or grazed or whatever. They got injured.
Okay. Now, the 16-year-old that got shot, he got shot in the worst place that a man could ever get shot.
Yeah, LeBron.
Right.
And he didn't even go to neither one of these schools.
Right.
Yeah.
He was just there. He was a spectator. And more likely than not, what happened to him he bled out. Because that happened to a lot of people back during slavery times when they were lynching. They would cut off the genitals and they were just like, they would bleed out and die before they got hanged. Okay, so that's what happened to him. He bled out.
Wow.
Now, for those two people that were out there arguing and some guns got pulled out, I don't wish no bad on anybody, but I hope no good happens to you.
Because 4 innocent people got injured. Well, 3 innocent people got injured.
And one innocent person got killed.
I bet you was some adults.
Probably were.
Because I saw a story the other day. Right here in Texas, out there, the good old SMU Stadium, Duncanville was playing South Oak Cliff. Lord have mercy. And this little skinny mini, she was just popping
off, wasn't she?
like a little chihuahua going up against a big bulldog.
Popping off.
That lady pushed her one time. That girl flew down them bleachers. I know it's not funny because she could have got her baby, but she pushed that girl. It looked like it was fake the way that girl flew down those bleachers. And the whole time the girl who hit her was still on her phone. She didn't flinch or nothing. And then she gets up and her friend was laughing at her the whole time. And she's still trying to flinch. I said, girl, you just got pushed down by 5 flights of bleachers. And you got right back up trying to bark. Girl, go sit down somewhere. But first of all, y'all out there in the good SMU stadium.
Right.
SMU don't play that.
You know what? I saw that video when you told me about that earlier before the show, way before the show even started. You told me about that earlier this morning. I looked it up. That was funny. That was very, very funny.
Yeah, they could have told y'all can stay on this side of town and go right here to this stadium right here off the Pope. But they had let y'all come out there to the good SMU stadium. And that's the best y'all can do. Y'all gonna get to the point y'all not gonna be able to go nowhere.
That's messed up.
In what they call the good part of the state of the city.
That's messed up.
But yeah, this is sad right here. I can't believe somebody. And they never really said what they were arguing about. But if they was on the same side, if they was on the visitor side, wouldn't they be room for the same team?
Well, sometimes this is what happens at football games, at high school football, at high school games. Period. You got some people that's from the actual school that will go to the visitor side to talk shit.
Oh yeah, we used to walk around there. Yeah. Well, sorry to hear this. It's just sad. This young man, I believe it said 16 years old. I don't know if it's a young man. Well, I guess if the growing is had to be a young man.
Right.
Lost his life, and the other 4, I hope they recover successfully. But we got to do better, guys.
I agree with you on that one.
Pick up a chair. Or pick up your fist. Put the guns down. Let's pick up some chairs. You see how progress got with that chair?
Oh, come on, man.
Pick up some chairs.
A lot of progress got made with that one folding chair.
So, all the time guns are not necessary, people. Just pick up a chair.
And Mike made a comment in the chat room about the last story we did about the guy getting fired by email. Yeah, Mike, that was some sucker shit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was some sucker shit, plain and simple.
Through an email. That's crazy.
Yeah. Call me. If you're going to fire me, at least give me a phone call.
And call and do it before I get there. Don't let me get up that driveway. Then you gonna let me go when I get there.
Do it before I get there. So that way I ain't got to worry about, none of the other bullshit. I see your keys or whatever. Whatever.
Okay, here's another story. Same old make you want to say, what the?
Exactly.
Quote unquote, you are my monkey. Manufacturing plant 3M. Y'all know who 3M, right?
Oh yeah, the tape people.
Sued by 4 former employees after black workers were called racial slurs and threatened. And this happened in South Dakota.
WTF?
It's called Aberdeen, South Dakota. Places like that. When I hear stuff like that, I know
sounds
probably
white.
I know that's ignorant on my part, but I'm thinking black people up there.
Yeah, it sounds white.
It just sounds white.
It sounds
and
white.
It just surprises me to know that there are black people there, and they have pictures of the black people that was there. But to just imagine going to work and somebody call you, "Hey, monkey, how was your weekend?" I know.
Let me see.
I know.
Let me tell you something.
I know.
I
can't even imagine with you. No, Lord.
This is for the people that said that monkey shit.
Yo, mama.
I'm just saying, man. You don't. Nah. Monkey. Oh, I'm a monkey now. Okay. All right. Let's go outside for a few seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
But a petition has been created on change.org to rally support for the group to help to help assist the company or to hoping that the company will take accountability for its alleged discriminatory practices.
If more than one person said it, now everybody
Yeah.
ain't lying, man. Come on.
That's what I said too. I said, now if it's just one person coming, okay, but it's several employees.
If they saying the same exact thing, come on, man. You know something going on. They just don't want to admit it. That's all that is.
It's just like I was saying last week. They just say, like I said, they say nigga, 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 nigga. Now they call you a monkey.
They call you all kind of racial epithets. Yeah.
What I heard the other day, this white lady was calling this black lady.
What's it called? A pickaninny, spade?
It's a black woman named Juju. Is that what you used to call black women? What's the word you used to call black women?
Jigaboo.
Jigaboo. There we
Yeah.
go. You jigaboo? I said, does she even know what that is? I don't know how old is she to be using jigaboo. But yeah, like they just try to find the worst where they think that'll be insulting, and they don't even know what it means.
Well, see, here's the thing about it. There are several negative racial epithets when it comes to black people. Yeah. Several. Of course, the most popular one and the most powerful one is nigga.
This man said he was his name is John Wingo. He said that he was called the N-word and told he look and move like a monkey. Girl.
Okay, let me just say this real quick.
I know. I mean, no monkeys drag their hands on the ground.
I'm getting to that. Let me say this real quick.
My God.
Let me say this real quick. Monkeys don't have lips. What race of people don't have lips?
White people. Let's just keep it real.
Monkeys have hair all over their body. What race of people got hair on their back? Do I have to answer that question?
No, it's
exactly.
a given.
Exactly. They got hair on their back. So who's hairier than a white person?
A monkey.
A bear? But still, I'm just saying, man.
But okay, now it was this story that I seen the other day where people kept trying to see if it was a person that was in the monkey suit, because the monkey was standing straight up. It was pointing at people in the audience and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I think there was somebody in the suit. You know, they have people dress up like the little mascots and things like that.
Yeah.
I say, no way, that's a real monkey. This monkey was walking like a real person. Just shaking
monkeys
his
don't
head.
walk upright. They're not.
Somebody
They're not
call
built
you a
for
monkey. A monkey walk, their hands drag the floor. Some of them.
Some of them.
And they sit there and they slump when they sit down. Their mouths stick out. I know.
Yeah, like I said, monkeys don't have lips. White folks don't have lips. So who looks more like a monkey, me or you?
Exactly.
So, but anyway.
But 3M, they might finna get hit
they
in
in trouble,
pockets.
Man. They in trouble. In the words of Kevin Hart, you gonna learn today.
Yeah. Wow. Well, unless they go get paid a whole bunch of stickies, and I don't want no stickies.
Me either.
I want the greens. It's a shame how many lawsuits are being formed because of people's ignorance.
Well, it's like I said, babe, and this should be true. Ever since Trump got in office, white supremacists have gotten their balls back, and they just come flat out and just say what they want to say because of him.
That's sad.
And I had a shirt out, and this to be true. I had this shirt out that said, "Don't let your president get your ass kicked."
Right. Some of them are working on it.
Yeah.
Quick, fast, and hairy.
Yeah, and he's getting ready to get reelected too. Oh, hell yeah.
Now, this is a sad story. This has been going on for years. I know, for many, many years.
Okay.
And I've always said that when they start charging these people, I think some of this is subside, because it always happened during the summer months.
What happened?
Quote unquote, how did y'all forget my baby? Nebraska toddler dies after being left in a daycare van for hours on a hot day. The driver has been charged. I feel bad because the driver is a 62-year-old man. And he said he picked up all the kids. He had 9 kids on the van. And when he made it to the daycare center is called Kids of the Future.
Right.
And the gentleman that was riding the bus, his name is Ron Williams. Again, he's 62 years old.
Right.
This happened in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
When he made it to the daycare, one of the little boys didn't want to get off. And so one of the teachers came out to help assist him get the little boy off the van. And so I guess he just thought all the kids was off. The baby that passed away, her name was Ramaya Worthington, and she was 2. And so he said he went back out there at lunchtime, the evening to get ready to take the kids home, that's when he seen her sitting in the back of the van.
Wow.
And he called the authorities, but she was unresponsive.
Oh my God.
I feel so bad for the mother because she just wanted to know how. She said, you took 3 babies from my home, but you only brought me back 2. I don't know, how did you forget my baby? Please understand. Well, let me say this. A GoFundMe account has been made.
Good.
They was requesting for the funeral costs and plus with the expenses of the 2 remaining siblings. So far, $30,000 has been raised, which is surpassed the original goal. They never said what the original goal is, but they got more than what they was asking for. I am super, super sorry for this, but this has been going on for so long. And I hate that this guy would be the one, but I think if they start charging these people, I'll be checking everything in the car from the back seat. I pull down the sun visor. I'll be checking everywhere to make sure I haven't left a child in the car.
Oh yeah.
They said her body temperature reached 109 degrees.
Oh man.
Wow. She pretty much suffocated.
She burned. She boiled it from the inside out.
Yeah. That is crazy. So me and my little feeble mind, I'm thinking, okay, he's 62 years old. Maybe he need to do like that man who's on life, put some beans in your pocket.
Yeah, and count them out.
You have 9 beans in your pocket, and when you take them kids off, you count them beans.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't put 9 kids off the bus.
Yeah.
But I can understand because he was taking the kids out. One little boy became erratic. He probably got overwhelmed. The teacher, he probably just thought.
I understand that.
Yeah, I understand.
You know what? I get that.
And this baby lost her life.
I get that,
it.
but as an adult, you should double check regardless.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know. But that's sad though.
Yeah,
it really is.
Very, very.
That's really sad.
But this happened. We done had a couple here in Texas. I'm like, how does this keep happening every year when it comes summertime? So during the wintertime, you don't leave your babies in the car. During fall, you don't leave your babies in the car.
I guess not.
That's crazy. Well, this story right here.
It must be a good one.
It's sad. And that's what the headline say. Quote unquote, he hated black people. It's sad.
I know where you're going.
A Jacksonville Dollar General shooter reportedly bragged to family he left several manifestos in his attack against African Americans. This is kind of remembrance of the shooting that happened with the Buffalo Massacre. Yeah, this happened, of course, in Florida. Every week we do a story from Florida.
At least one. At least one.
It happened. This just happened the other day. It happened Saturday, August 26th. He was thrilled because he hate blacks, so he spilled this manifesto with all this anti-black racism. It's so sickening that someone do not like you because who you are and the color of your skin. I just can't understand that. Sir, you do not have to look at me. You do not have to come my way. You do not have to talk to me. Honestly, this man just want to kill, forgive me for saying it, he just want to kill a bunch of niggas.
Pretty much.
And that's what he did. He was shooting it. They said he got dressed by the college down there, and they saw him putting on the vest. And so by the time they got to him, he was gone. And then that's when he started shooting at people in the parking lot with what? A AR-style rifle. Mm-hmm. And he shot 3 people, a woman and a man. A woman and 2 men. They all were black. And
then he killed himself, right?
Right. This was so funny. After he did it, he texted his dad and told his dad to check his computer. By the time his dad got the computer, they called the authorities, but by the time they got to him, he had already started shooting people. They call it a massacre. He had already started the massacre. Then he eventually turned the gun on himself. Well, that's kind of funny. They say he turned the gun on himself when he was getting apprehended. How is that possible?
I was when I was living in Oklahoma, I worked in a Homeland grocery store. I was a sacker. Mm-hmm. There was this white guy that was there that was, used to work like, by maybe a register or 2 behind me. And he made it perfectly clear that he did not like black people. And I asked him flat out. I said, "Well, let me ask you this: what has a black person done to you personally to make you not like a black person?"
Good question.
He said nothing. I said, "Then why do you not?" I said, "Then why do you not like black people?" Mm-hmm. Because look at what black people have done to the United States. I said, first and foremost, black people have done nothing to the United States. He said, well, the drug problem is big in the black community. I said, oh, again, that's a small percentage of black people that's on drugs. There are more white folks on drugs. And for every one black person that's on drugs, there's about 20 white ones that's on drugs.
Amen.
Plain and simple.
It don't matter where you live.
So you missed it with that one. Try again.
They hear these stories, and they make their own assumptions, not really knowing the facts. Like they were saying, black people, the main one on food stamps and housing.
No, that's not true.
That's not true.
That is not true.
All.
A small percentage of black people, out of the whole black population, less than 3% of those people are on public assistance.
Right. That's crazy.
That's statistics.
But they think it's all black women who house baby daddies. That's not true.
No, it's not true at all.
At all.
Not the slightest bit.
But this is really sad that this young man, I don't think they've released his name yet. But just the fact that he shoot people because he didn't like them. But then it has been said that he's been picked up on domestic violence before, and he's been picked up for a mental case. So when things like this happen, y'all bring this up after the fact. How did this boy get this gun? Let's start there.
That's my question.
If he got a mental problem, I thought they supposed to put something on your driver license and say, hey, you can't drive, you can't get a gun, you can't do nothing because you're a mental patient. So how did he get this gun?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really sad. It's sad.
Right.
The college that he was near is called Edward Waters University. And they saw him. The campus authorities saw him putting on this vest and everything. I guess what he was trying to do, get locked and loaded.
Yes, exactly.
And by the time they got to him, he was already gone, and he had made his way to the Dollar General. Well, shout out to those families. I know this is not what you wanted. This is hard to believe. Another massacre, just like the one that was in Buffalo at the grocery store.
Right.
But I would say be careful, but we are trying to be careful, but they still picking us off one by one.
It don't matter. I mean, let me just go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and say this. Now, here lately, my wife has been staying home a lot.
No, I gotta go.
And I know why now.
Yeah.
So, but here's the funny part. She sends me out.
See, you got all that training in cock one doe and what's the other one you got training on?
Well,
so, you can probably wave a bullet off. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
No, I'm not making light. I'm serious. I'm not.
Serious. But like I said, I would rather me go out and get out of the way because no disrespect to my wife, I'm a little bit more mobile than she is. Mm-hmm. I can get out of the way a whole lot quicker. Mm-hmm. So. I mean, I might fuss and do all that stuff and say I'm not gonna do it, but I end up doing it anyway. So, it's just I don't know. It's
an ego thing. Go ahead and say it.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so I tell her I ain't gonna do it, but I end up doing it anyway. But anyway, my point is, it doesn't matter how careful you are. All it takes is one idiot, and you got a bullet in your head.
Right. That's just crazy. You just run to the store, get some milk, and you might not make it back.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Well, the next couple of stories I have is pretty much going to run into the story, but at this time I want to bring some good news in right now because we've been doing such depressing news.
Right.
Shakara Richardson.
Oh, yeah.
I want to give kudos to this young lady because 3 years ago, the world put so much shame on this baby because she smoked a little weed, she had different color hair, she had long nails and things like that, but now she can claim to be the fastest woman in the world, and I'm proud to say that she's a localite because she went to school here in Dallas, Texas. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but I know this probably wrong on my part. Just like I said, I was giddy when I saw them people whooping them people on that boat in Alabama.
Yeah.
And then when I saw that man swinging that chair, some people have their reservations about it. I was giddy because I kept saying, get him! Get that one! hit that one over there.
You missed one.
But when she won and she was walking toward where all the reporters were,
Oh, yeah.
she walked by all those white reporters, smiling the whole time. She wasn't next. She was talking about, no thank you, no thank you, no thank you, thank you, no thank you. And when she got to that first reporter,
That was black.
she interviewed with him. Man, when I tell you I was so giddy, and I was proud of her.
But here's the thing
everybody
about it.
white put her down so bad.
But let me just say this real quick. About that. And you are absolutely correct. I love that part. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I know some people may think that's just
And white
racist.
folks got their feelings about that.
I know that's just not.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
not being racist. Y'all weren't calling her racist when they were talking about her. That girl had just lost her mom. You don't know what she was going through, and maybe the only thing that she can cope with was smoking a little weed.
Yeah.
But obviously it might help because she still was running her ass off.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, Miss Richardson. I am so proud of you. Show them that you was down and out, but you came back super strong, better than ever. And now you are the fastest woman in the world.
Come on now. Shit.
Kudos to you.
Mad respect. Mad
Okay,
respect.
now back to this.
Oh, damn.
If you have been living under a rock the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, Trump has been indicted 4 times. And all those times he was indicted, he was supposed to turn himself in to go get fingerprinted and mugshot taken.
Yeah.
For some reason, he arrived at the jailhouse with none of those things happening.
Right.
But old Miss Annie,
Uh-oh.
down there in Atlanta,
Uh-oh.
he had to turn himself in. And baby, that mugshot, that's a mugshot that was heard from around the world.
Man.
I don't know if that man purposely looked like that, but if you think about it, he looked like that on a regular anyway. But I, again, was giddy because this is the first time that he's ever been taking a mugshot and giving fingerprints for all these devious things that he's done.
Well, let me say it's about the mugshot. Now, there's a lot of folks out there that was saying this is a big step for black people when just because he got that mugshot.
Really?
No, it's not a big step at all. Don't get all giddy and stuff like that just because he got mugshot and fingerprint. That means absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Will he be charged and convicted is the question.
That's the
I could care less about a mugshot. Okay, that's just the first step in a long journey. Of the very first step in a long journey. So let's not get the warm and fuzzies just yet, just because he got his mugshot out there. Okay.
And it was so weird. Like I said, he turned himself into Georgia, and this just has to be a sad day in America because the courthouse where he turned himself in started receiving bomb threats.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's wild, ain't it?
People just got too much time on it here. Why would you pick up your phone, dial the courthouse, and make whatever kind of bomb threat you can? Even if you were using a burner phone, or if you do that star 67 thinking you gonna try to delete your number or block your number, they can still find you, dummy.
For real.
Sound like Fred Sanford, dummy. They can still find you. Why would you put yourself? You mean to tell me you want this man, you trust this man, you believe this man so bad? Did y'all notice his other little playmates done got booked too? Them other 18 people that's going down with him?
Oh, hell yeah.
Do y'all see that? Most of them people that went up there for January 6th, most of them got time.
Yeah.
Or they got the payback restitution.
Right.
And got probation.
Right.
So if you want to join that bandwagon, you go right ahead. But why are you making a bond threat? This man needed to be fingerprinted and pictured.
I agree with you on that.
So what? I don't get it. I don't understand.
Hey, Mike, if you still listening, what's your thoughts on Trump's mugshot?
That's unbelievable to me. But yeah, he finally got it. But the one thing that got me, I'm gonna go ahead and say it because he had it on his shirt. There was this big nigga.
Oh, hold on. I got the video.
Oh, you got? Okay.
Let me go ahead and put the video
Watch
up,
this
y'all.
video. I just could not believe this.
I'm gonna kill the mics and the music real quick, so we can get to this video. Hold on, just a second. Hold on. It's on the Roland Martin show. This is fair use, y'all. Fair use. So I don't want to get no copyright strikes. Fair use.
Now, y'all, you always got some idiots out there. You actually had this fool who is black wearing a shirt with the N-word on it, speaking on behalf of Donald Trump. If you want to see somebody who clearly was in the movie Get Out, it's this idiot right here.
I'm here to support President Trump. You want to know why I'm here to support President Trump?
because they done did black men like this for decades. Make up charges and put them, so I know Trump is innocent. I support Trump against this corrupt, two-tiered justice system. That's why I'm here to show my support as a black man for Trump. And I'm wearing my shirt, Niggas for Trump 2024, and I mean that.
What do you think about the indictment?
Oh, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's going around the country. You know, Fannie Willis, she went to school with my sister. She's full of shit. She was full of shit then. So she's a puppet for the white liberal that is controlling everything. She's in front, but the white liberal back there pulling those strings, telling her what to do. That's what I think about her, making a fool of herself.
Do you think it's going to help his election?
Oh, of course it is. It's going to elevate him all the way. I think we should make Trump king. That's how I feel. We should make him king.
Wouldn't that be kind of like communistic?
No, that's nowhere near communist. Now, we just going to make him king, but we still got our freedoms and rights and everything. He for that. Yeah, Trump for king 2024.
That's actually my URL. I own that URL.
You own that URL?
Can I get your name?
Really? Oh, my name is Niggas for Trump 2024.
I can't
Derek
write that.
Gibson,
That's my nigga.
former candidate. I'm a former candidate for New York State Governor. Derek Gibson, look me up. Nigga, I live up to it too, boy. I can scrap too, but I can get down, boy. Not better, I can. I got a proven track record. You want to try me out? Try to take this shirt off. I'll give you some of it.
Okay.
I have two things to say about this. As you can see, he looked like and sound like the real Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks. And secondly, you know, it's kind of sad when you a young fool, but to be an old fool, this is an old fool.
You know
this
what?
man ain't done nothing for you, and that's probably what he calling you right now. Look at that nigga trumpet for me.
Man.
Just dumb. I'm one of his family embarrassed.
Babe, let me tell you something.
I would be.
Let me tell you something, babe. Every black family has at least one coon in it. I know I got some. This dude right here is the epitome. Like you said, of Uncle Ruckus. This is Uncle Ruckus come to life.
Real life day strong, yes.
This dude is cooning his ass off. This is the epitome of what a coon is.
Yes, sir. What's your name? Trump for niggas for Trump. That ain't your name.
Your mama did not name you no damn niggas for Trump. That's not what your mama named you.
Is he trying to do it for a laugh? Is he trying to get attention?
Nah, he's dead serious.
Is he? There's no way. So what has Trump done for you, sir?
Nothing.
And do you know what niggas mean? So is he calling himself a nigga? Well, he said niggas for Trump and he's wearing the t-shirt. I guess he's owning up to it. So obviously he must not know the definition of nigger. Nigga, niggas, niglet, whatever you want to call it.
Well, the thing of it is, baby.
Jesus.
The thing of it is, he's referring to himself as a nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that's what you want to refer to yourself, knock yourself out.
But do he know what it mean though?
Obviously not. But anyway, if that's how you want to refer to yourself, knock yourself out, bro. Because I tell anybody, black or white, I ain't nobody's nigga.
Now, is that mental illness?
Nah, that's cooning. Call it what it is. That's cooning. That's cooning.
I saw that. I was like, what the hell is going on? Now I know we all got freedom of speech, but I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't, no. No.
Niggas for
But you
Trump.
know what's so funny? It was a lot of black people out there standing around that courthouse, rude and encouraging Trump when he was turning himself in. I was shocked.
I'm not.
They had flag, we love Trump, Trump. I'm like, are those black people?
I'm not surprised. Let me tell you why. Black people, for the most part, to be completely honest with you, are politically conservative. Not Republican, but conservative. Okay? Because I have some conservative views. I'm not a Republican, and I damn sure no damn Democrat. I have some liberal views as well. Because I have a brain. I'm not going to just believe something because somebody told me to believe it. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to say, oh, okay, now I believe it. So, but that's just the way it is. I mean, for the most part, black people are for the most part conservative. That's just how we are. We've always had those views, conservative views. This dude right here is a coon.
I saw this one comment. He said, Martin, Medgar, Malcolm, even MJ are shaking their coffins right now.
They are.
I'm still trying to figure out who is MJ. Michael Jackson? I'm like, who is MJ? MJ. Who is MJ? He said Martin, Medgar, Malcolm, even MJ.
I don't know who
I
that
know.
MJ
I
is.
said Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, but no, Michael Jordan not dead.
Nah.
Ain't nothing like an old fool, honey. That's an old fool. And what he need to do is say this nigga. Don't make it plural, cause he got an S on the end of it.
I saw that.
He
Yeah.
just say this nigga for Trump. Just make it by yourself, sir.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. You want to call yourself a nigga, knock yourself out. But I ain't nobody's nigga.
And right here on the anniversary of the 60th anniversary of the march, I just some people just need to think. Just think. Why am I doing this? Why am I cooning? Am I gonna get somewhere with doing all this cooning?
No. Never.
The 60th anniversary of the March on Washington, this person done went viral for a stupid t-shirt and the way he is talking on camera about Trump. I don't get it.
Like I said, cooning is real.
I don't get it.
Cooning is real. Cooning is real, babe. You know that to be true.
Maybe there needs to be a level of Maybe there needs to be a level of cooning, because some of these people just taking it too far.
I agree.
That's just
Cooning is cooning, man. I don't know, babe. Is that all you got?
Yep, that's all for MTP News.
Man.
Back to you, Conrad.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
That was a lot. But back to the subject at hand. I Have a Dream 60 years later. Now, as the splash screen gets back on our screen to where we can see there's a little bit of a delay. When I was doing this artwork that you see on here, that's actually my artwork. And I did that for Black History Month a few years ago. And I was actually listening to the I Have a Dream speech when I was doing it. So that speech, like I said, is very inspirational on so many levels. I think that every black child should at least read the speech, not just hear it, but read it for themselves. Because if you read something, you have a better comprehension of what he was trying to say and do. In my opinion, that's just how I feel about it. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about that right there. What say you, babe? I mean,
I remember last week when Marvin, co-host, asked me when we was talking about the state of Black America.
right.
And I told him, I don't know. As a black woman, proud black woman, I don't know. And then one of my sentiments were, who do we have now that can step in those shoes and carry forward?
Right.
I don't know. I gave a little homage, like I said, to Freddie Haynes, who is our local preacher here, who has taken over the Rainbow Coalition, the Push Rainbow Coalition for Jesse Jackson.
Right.
But someone on the magnitude that has a platform like a MLK, I don't know. Yes, I went to 2 HBCUs, very proud to be part of that.
Right.
History, legacy, in honor of my mom for the first school, and then the second one just because it was close to home, but it was still a HBCU.
Go ahead and get the names.
My first one was Southwestern Christian College in Terrell, Texas, and the second was Jarvis Christian College in Hawkins, Texas.
Okay.
60 years ago, like we stated at the top of the show, this man stood up on a platform. He thought that they were going to probably get, because I read this article once that Coretta, she was kind of helped organizing this too with John Lewis and some other people.
Right.
And they thought that maybe at the most they would get was 25,000 people. They got 250,000 plus
Right.
people to attend this march and to listen to this man give his speech.
Right.
And for him to just change his whole directory in the middle of it, he must have became overwhelmed to see all that beautifulness out there on that mall.
All that black.
You know, and he just probably came straight from the heart. And
Off the
to
cuff.
this day, it rings so true that all this man wanted was his little chillin', and I meant to say chillin', to have an equal fight in this world because the content of their character, not the color of their skin. And I just did a story. This idiot shot somebody at Dollar General because he didn't know their name. He didn't know where they lived.
Didn't
He
know
just
from
looked at them and saw that they were black people.
That's it.
So it's appalling.
Right.
That 60 years later, right here, like I said, I know that the white guy probably didn't know that we would celebrate 60 years since MLK gave that speech. But
Right.
look what he did.
He didn't care.
Look what he did because of color somebody's skin.
He didn't
so
care.
I gave homage to Reverend Dr. Bernice King, his daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and I still, like I said, every time I hear that speech, you know, they always play it around his birthday in January.
Right.
And then they play it in some of the schools, and a lot of the churches do plays and pageants with it in February because of Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I hear it, it just still rings so true and makes me emotional.
Right.
That this man saw or wanted, damn near begged for his kids to be treated equal.
Right.
And 60 years later,
Still ain't
if you
happening.
listen to the speech that his daughter gave on the March Saturday, it's not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Right.
And I often wonder, her and her sisters and brothers, I think it's just one brother, how do they feel to know that this world is still at the capacity and the complicity that it is now, and what their dad fought for? Honestly, was it all worth it? Was it all worth it for their dad to take such a grand stand within himself? And plus, you know, he had some people to support him, but
Lots of them.
he was mostly the front runner. And for him to put his life pretty much on the line for our culture, and we still has barely, and I mean barely, moved the needle.
Well, the reason why I brought up Dr. Claude Anderson's books, because he has brought up a really good point in each and every last one of his books. Black people still own and control less than 1/2 of 1% of this nation's wealth and resources.
Wow.
Now, Dr. Claude Anderson knew Dr. King. Okay? So, and when I hear people who actually knew Dr. King, and they talk about how good of a man Dr. King was, they talk about how profound he was, how much he resonated, even after 6 decades, his speech still rings to this very day. When people talk about Dr. King, they always talk about him in a positive light. Now, there was some stuff that you know they brought back out that they brought back out about Dr. King that was, you know, less than
Negative, like him having a mistress or something. I read that.
Yeah. Now,
Misappropriating money. And
I'm not going to
like
say
that.
I believe any of that. I'm just going to be real. I'm not going to say I believe it. But that's pretty much what they do to all of our so-called
do.
leaders. They tried the same thing with Malcolm, but they couldn't really find anything on Malcolm, so they said, well, shit, we might as well just kill him. And they did just that.
Same thing with Trump. Trump did to Obama.
Yep. Yeah, I tried to
Look
put...
for this man birth certificate. A birth certificate. That's all you can talk
He
about.
put it out there and said, here you go, now what? What else you got? But anyway, Dr. King and his legacy. Well, let me say this real quick. You asked me a while back. You asked me several shows ago. How you think Dr. King would feel about the state of Black America right now if he was alive? And I told you a while back that he would look up and say, why'd y'all stop marching? We still got a long ways to go. And that's exactly what he would say, in my opinion. Because once Dr. King was killed and black people started getting a little bit, and I mean just a little bit too, we got the crumb of a crumb from the table. That's when they stopped. They got stagnant.
Just gave us a little bit. We were like, okay, we good.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
like I said, it gave us a crumb of a crumb.
One of us made $1 million. We all got happy. Why can't we all make millions though?
Exactly.
Not being because we're an athlete or entertainer.
But again, like I said, I think he would say, "Why don't you stop?"
60 years later, we still haven't.
In the same spot.
Yeah.
60 years later, we have people that's looking at the people like Sexy Red, who has admitted to having STDs more than once and bragged about it. There ain't nothing to brag about.
I like going raw.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what they're looking up
Be in the
to.
ground 6 feet under going raw.
That's what they're looking up to right now. All right. Like I said, I think that Dr. King will probably look at that situation and say, you know what? This ain't what I fought for.
Let me interject right there with you saying that he didn't fight for that. But I saw this comment. It's pretty long, and just give me a couple of minutes. I want to read out, but just listen to what I'm saying. That there are people out here who took the time to type this. And I'm just like, I don't know how to accept this, I guess, for lack of better words. He said, do you think MLK would be happy with the state of Black America now, due to it being the 60th anniversary of the march? He said, I'm gonna give his name or his handle, whatever, it's David R.
Mm-hmm.
He would have found Larry Elders, Thomas Sowell, and Candace Owens more in line with his philosophy.
What?
He believed in the Constitution and wanted all to have the rights it guaranteed. He demanded equal opportunity for all. This left Matrix and those demanding we tear it all down and have burned the small businesses in Black communities and political activists is what the Democrats are doing today. They want government to ensure outcomes instead of opportunities. Everyone that is a Democrat, which is the party MLK had the most problems with. MLK preached judging people by their character instead of their race or color, which implies you have to be of good character. He would have been appalled at what the Democrats have caused in the Black communities by weakening family structure and making people dependent on the government. I'm still stuck on that first line about Larry Elders, Thomas Sowell, and Candace Owens was in line with MLK philosophy.
Let me speak on that real quick. Larry Elder, Thomas Sowell, and Candace Owens, they are let's just call them what they are. They're coons.
They're coons. They're not even woke.
Okay.
They're coons.
They're coons. Okay, so.
And I would never put MLK as a coon.
No, he wasn't. And as far as those guys being in line with Dr. King's philosophy, that's bullshit. Mm-hmm. Because Dr. King, in his later years before he was assassinated, he started to think about some things. Said, wait a minute, I think I might have integrated my people into a burning house. Those are his exact words. So for him to even fix his mouth or fix his comments to say that Larry Elder and Candace Owens and Thomas Sowell were in line with Dr. King's philosophy, that's bullshit. No, they weren't.
I think the way they talk and the way they carry themselves, they're opposite him. Am I wrong?
Very, very.
I said that's why. So when I read it, I was like,
and Dr. King was about his. He put his people first. Everybody else second.
Exactly. No, I said this man pretty much put his whole life. He had a family, 4 children, but he put his life in order to try to get us just a piece of the pie, just a piece of the pie.
Right.
And y'all don't think.
Yeah. See, because white folks already had equality, because they made the rules. We didn't. So. For him to even say that he was in line, that Thomas Sowell, Candace Owens, and Larry Elder were in line with Dr. King's philosophy, no, I call bullshit.
Me too. When I read that, I was like, oh, he just must don't know his history, because and whatever mojo or juju that they're feeding him, it's not true, sir.
Mike had a comment. He said, I think we would have made a difference if he sees the world today. Remember, he fought for equality. True enough, Mike, he did fight for equality. But I still think that he would have told people, you know, we ain't equal yet.
Yeah, I feel say, are we? Even though he fought for equality,
We ain't
have
equal
we
yet.
gotten even?
Nope.
We're not even near half of. We're probably like
Not even
33%.
Not even that.
Not even half.
Not even 33%.
Yeah.
I would say half of a half of a half of a percent.
Oh, well, that's one, right? It's about 1.5%. Wow. That's what I'm saying. Does it really? How many? Because you mentioned earlier, many more years. How many more years? It's been 60.
It's been 60 years. It's because we stopped fighting. It's because
But isn't
the
that
people,
what all the marching and all the Black Lives Matter and
supposedly.
and all the marching? I don't think they had marching out with what's his name? Can we all just get along?
Rodney King.
Yeah, whatever that organization was in, all the push coalitions and the organizations that James Brown friend
Al Sharpton.
all his organizations and
That was a money.
you know,
in my personal opinion, to me, that was a money grab for them. Okay, because think about the Black Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matter organization. What do? They got rich. They buying houses
so
and
stealing
shit like
money,
that,
yeah.
you know. And
it was so
people
funny
call
when
them on it.
something happened to black people. People call them. They call Al Sharpton. Now they calling the one you don't like. What's his name? God, the lawyer you don't like. Doesn't everybody be everybody
Bush
call
Mouth?
him? Yeah. These
Benjamin
people,
Crump.
Benjamin Crump, people call them looking for assistance, help with what's going on when they feel like they have been treated unjustifiable, and they end up just taking their money if they get the case won.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be like that.
Now, see, that's why I like Johnny Cochran, because Johnny Cochran would take a pro bono. If he won, then he get some money from you. If he didn't win, he said, oh well. But that's what I liked about Johnny Cochran. And Mike raised a pretty good point. He said, it's sad we haven't moved forward. You're absolutely right, Mike. We haven't.
Yeah, we moved a little bit. The needle moved a little bit. You know how the needle be on the record, and all of a sudden it'll start popping. That's where we are. We're popping.
Right.
We're just repeating. We're just going around in circles.
Right.
We moved a little bit, and then we became stagnant.
Yeah.
And that's the question that needs to be asked, and hopefully, sometime here somebody can answer it. What can we do to start moving the needle?
Keep moving. That's
But
the
aren't
problem.
that's what we've been doing though? With all, like I said, the different organizations.
That's just it. We haven't been moving. That's the whole point, baby.
So what
we
can
have
we
not
do
been
to
moving.
start moving?
Start moving.
By doing what?
Whatever.
I don't get
Case in point, this show is part of it. You know, that's part of moving right there. We moving baby steps, but we're moving.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I
People
get
just
that.
stop
I mean,
moving.
like we after 6 years, we should be on a grander scale.
I agree.
We should be, for lack of better ignorance, we should be pretty much close to what the KKK got going on.
Exactly.
And, all
And
these,
they're very
what's
organized.
What's the one that was out there when Trump, Proud Boys?
The Proud Boys, yeah.
We should be pretty much up there with them. Whatever they have, we should be equal.
I agree.
You know, but we're not.
No, we're not.
And that's crazy.
I agree with you on that.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
we got the manpower to do it. We definitely got the intelligence to do it.
No doubt. But are we, like I said before,
We just don't have to.
are we
They have
scared
some,
of the outcome?
They have. See, it's two things. One, we don't have the unity that they have. And two, you got some black people out there that are afraid of power. They're afraid of it.
Afraid of power?
Yes. They're afraid of it. They're afraid because they don't want to make white folks mad. That's what I mean by that. They're afraid of power because they don't want to make white folks mad.
So they don't want to ruffle the feathers.
Hello.
Thinking that might be retaliation.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Cowards,
But like
basically.
I said, I know we talked about this before. I heard of Malcolm, but I didn't really know Malcolm until you and I sat down and watched the movie. And to just know that man knew he had a target on him, but he kept going forward. He never gave up. He kept going.
Mike raised a pretty good point. He says, just like everything else, takes money and unity. You're absolutely right,
Yeah,
Mike.
that's true.
Unity more important than money, but yeah, you're right. Because if we got the unity, you're going to have the money. The money's going to come if you got the unity. But you got to have the unity first. So.
If you can't even get unity in your own house, so how you going to go out and branch out in the world?
And I understand that. I get that part. And that's part of the problem. And that's why Malcolm said decades ago, put aside your petty differences and come together on one accord, because we have one common enemy, and that's white supremacy. Not white people, but white supremacy.
And it is rampant right now. I mean, everywhere. It's like, where are y'all? 'Cause like they coming out like roaches when you turn the lights on. I be like, so is everybody a white supremacy thing? And they be trying to be they trying to act like that we're just over exaggerating, that we're pulling the race card, but you are pretty much showing that you are a white supremacist, ma'am.
Pretty much.
Sir.
Pretty much.
Don't think I'm being a racist. I'm just speaking on how you're acting. You acting superior. How you gonna feel you're superior over me and anything else I got going on?
For real though.
And you can just walk up to me and talk to me like I'm crazy and spit on me and tell me this and tell me that. Who are you?
Exactly.
No.
That's exactly what I'm getting at right there. You just proved my whole point. You just proved my whole point right
But just
there.
like Marvin said last week, May 5th. No, what is it? August 5th.
August 5th.
Maybe there's gonna be a new sheriff in town.
We hope, man. I mean, that's the only thing we can do at this point. Is just keep that energy, just take that energy and keep it going.
Cause we don't support one another. Who gonna support us?
Exactly, and that's where I'm getting at right there. We gotta support each other first. Because Malcolm said something really, really profound when him and Martin had that little meeting that they had. There's a picture of Malcolm and Martin together shaking hands and laughing and talking and joking with each other. I love that picture. I wish I could find it so I could blow it up and make a poster out of it. They were having this talk and Malcolm came up with this point right here and said, well, at least they have one thing in common. We're both dead men.
I was just gonna say, didn't they say something about both of them dying or being killed or something?
Yeah.
And to know that.
Yeah, Malcolm.
To know that, and you still forge. That's why I'm saying I don't think we probably have some leaders that have that who could truly lead us just like those two did.
Yeah.
But they scared of the retaliation.
They're scared of the
I
power.
don't fault them at all for it either.
No, they're scared of retaliation. Yeah, you're right.
Ignorancy in this
No
world.
doubt about it. Because, but think about this. Every single black organization that has been taken down, they've been taken down from the inside out. See, what these white folks will do is they'll put their own people in there to try to dismantle it from the inside, and that's exactly what happened.
All you gotta do is tell me I can't pay off all them medical bills and pay off your house if you just go ahead, and they be like, I mean, just imagine, you working day to day, you trying to do the right thing, and somebody come and give you a golden arch. What you think you're gonna do? You want to be true to your conviction, but if this person's capable of giving you where you won't have to be living in debt, you have a little money in the bank, some people will take that. I know that's sad to say, but some people will take that.
It's very selfish. And you're absolutely right. They will take it. They will take it. Now,
even though they know it's wrong.
Yeah. Case in point, the thing with Fred Hampton, the person that set Fred Hampton up, he's dead now. And I might get a strike for this, but good riddance to bad rubbish. When he set Fred Hampton up, he ended up getting killed himself. He died like a dog in the street. So
by his own or by someone else?
I think it was a drug deal that went wrong, but that's neither here nor there. He did all that and ended up getting killed anyway. So, but like I said, every black organization had been taken down from the inside out. Marcus Garvey's organization, the UNIA, it was taken down from the inside out. The Black Panthers taken down from the inside out. The Student Nonviolent Coalition, I forgot the rest of it, but anyway, that was taken down from the inside out. And they tried to do that with the Nation of Islam. Didn't work. So, and they're still trying to take it down, and they're still trying to take it down because Farrakhan has already said we know that there are some snakes in our midst, and we know who they are. So it is what it is. You can try if you want, but we're still here. But I say that to say this: every single time that we have a black leader, quote unquote, if we have, which Malcolm never said he was leader of anything, neither did Martin. The first thing they do is they try to take him down from the inside out. Look at what they did to Martin. They tried to say that he was having an affair on his wife. They tried to say that he was taking money and doing God knows what with it. They had no proof of none of this shit.
Right.
But
they just make up stuff.
They just make up stuff.
Yeah.
They tried the same thing with Malcolm, and Malcolm put up or shut up.
Right.
They can put anything up, so they shut up.
That's one of the things I feel about Farrakhan.
Right.
I know he's older. I'm sure he's probably the young man we saw at the with Tariq Nasheed.
Reza Islam.
Okay. I guess is he's prepping to take his place, or he's like a representative of his or something?
He's one of his reps.
Okay.
But there's another one out that Farrakhan is grooming. Ishmael Muhammad.
Okay.
It's one of Elijah Muhammad's sons.
Now, I know some people have their reservation about Muslim, but to me, I think you and we had a real in-depth conversation about this when we were dating. Mm-hmm. You put the Bible up against the Quran, mm-hmm. and it's
the same thing.
It's pretty much verbatim, just with the difference, a little spin on a little bit.
Yeah.
So with that being said, do you? Well, I'm asking this. I wonder why those men, even though they have a strong brotherhood, mm-hmm. they're not real out up front like a MK or a Malcolm.
Right.
Why?
Well,
if they got this strong brotherhood, they're for the culture.
Right.
They, they're doing their due diligence. They pray to Mecca and all this. Why aren't they stepping up more like those two brothers did?
Because they don't want to be in the media all the time. There's a reason for that. Because back when Malcolm was being groomed by Elijah Muhammad to lead the Nation of Islam, mm-hmm. Elijah Muhammad told him, be wary of those cameras. Those cameras are a bad thing.
But how are you going to give or try to help and assist with the culture? Everywhere you go, there's going to be cameras. So what you can't avoid
that's
that.
That's why they do their stuff and don't get and make sure that there's the cameras around when they do it. It's not that they don't do. It's not that they don't do anything, because they do.
That's what I'm asking. What do they do? I haven't heard or seen anything.
Of course you haven't, and you won't. You won't hear about anything that the Nation of Islam is doing, because they keep all this stuff incognito.
But what are they doing? Even if it's not out prayer, what are they doing? What have they done? That's why I guess my question.
What have they done?
What have they done for the culture?
For the culture itself. For the culture itself.
Cause I know Malcolm, of course, but since Malcolm, what have they done except for strengthen their brotherhood in-house? Have they came out the house and try to strengthen in the streets of Texas, in the streets of New York, in the streets of California? What have they done?
They go in the streets of Chicago all the damn time, try to keep all the gang violence down. That's the first thing that they do. And then they have chapters over there in LA that do the very same thing.
Okay.
So they keep on. So they have different chapters all over the nation that are doing certain things. You just don't hear about it.
But what are they doing for white supremacy?
Trying to fight it. Same thing. The same thing everybody else is trying to do. Trying to fight that shit. Same thing Tariq Nasheed is trying to do. Same thing Jason Black is trying to do. Putting it up front and personal and saying, "Hey, this is what you need to do to fight this shit." So they're doing it. You just don't hear it.
I guess in my eyes, I'm just.
Since you don't see it, you think they're not doing anything. Right.
Yeah, exactly. You'll see. You saw Malcolm suited and booted out there doing it. You saw MLK suited and booted out there doing it. Yep. You seen Marcus Garvey stand up at the podium and try to get us to get a piece of the pie. You saw your John Lewis's and your Hamptons and Shirley Chisholm. I often say Shirley Caesar. Shirley Chisholm. And I want to give homage to. I would like to give homage to Maxine Waters and Sheila Jackson Lee, but I think they're right what we were talking about. Yeah, they have those seats now, but they know how to, what we call, code switch.
Yeah.
So it won't, you know what I'm saying?
So
and I mean, like I said,
thing.
I appreciate them working hard to get into those seats that they're holding.
Yeah.
But I can understand, I can sympathize. I'm not going to say understand, I can sympathize with the code switching. Because people are killing people left and right because of the color of their skin.
I agree.
Or that they don't agree with that person's philosophy.
I agree.
And that's sad.
I agree with you on that.
People might be saying, well, you got this platform, why don't you do more? True, you're right. We do have this platform. And I'm proud of this platform.
No doubt.
But there's only so much that two people can do.
Right.
I mean, we're bringing it up and we're talking about it.
And that's a little bit. I mean, that's a little
I say, like you said earlier, a little is better than nothing.
Yeah, a little bit of something better than a whole lot of nothing.
But there are a lot of, like I said, there are a lot of people who are doing it behind the scenes, people who are doing it just like us, and there are some people who's out front all together. Yeah. I don't think no one has taken it on as a personal vest or a personal cap like MLK and Malcolm did.
Yeah, and if they do,
knowing that they are walking dead men. But
here's the thing about it: if they do, and if they are doing it, what they'll try to do is they'll try to sway people away from them. Because I always mention Tariq Nasheed. Shout out to their brother. They call him a race baiter. Okay, and he has a hidden history museum, and that's a big, big, big step. So, and I would love to go to LA. I guess one day we can make a trip to LA just to go see it. But definitely, it's the same deal with Brother Ben X. You know, he's another Muslim that's out there doing this thing.
That's why I brought him up. Cause like you said, they do it, but
Yeah.
like I said, I'm so used to just
you don't see
seeing
it.
the other
Right.
two. Yeah, but you know, if they're taking care of business, kudos, brothers. I don't have nothing to say. Thank you so much for your service, and thank you for all that you do. But I guess, like I said, I'm just so, you know, you see it with your eyes. We're a visual people. You have to show me that you're doing it, or I hear that you're doing it. But if they are doing it behind the scenes, I appreciate it.
And they are. They
I'll
really are.
take it.
They're doing it
I'll
behind the
take it.
scenes. Hey, Mike, if you're in the chat room, man, please call in. You know, it's 469-522-9103. I would love to get your take on this. But yeah, there's a whole lot that we need to be that can be done. You know, and I think that's the problem that a lot of people are having with the Malcolms, with people that like Malcolm, is that, you know, I think that's why I say that Malcolm would definitely come back and say, you know, why'd you stop? I laid the groundwork for you. All you had to do just take the baton and run. But you sat down. Why'd you sat down? And I think that's the biggest problem that a lot of people have. They're not motivated to do anything.
See, I have a question. Like, okay, John Lewis, he's passed on, but Andrew Young marched with Malcolm.
Yep.
I mean, with MLK.
Yep.
I know he's older now.
Yeah.
But is he, or what has he done since that march? I know he's probably doing big things down in Georgia. I'm pretty sure. But is he not on a grand scheme like MLK? Well, I mean, he has the blueprint, because he was right there. The man.
He was right there. So was Jesse Jackson.
Yeah.
And you know, they're pretty much saying, well, you know, I did what I can do. Let's go ahead and just sit down, let these young cats have it. But the young cats ain't doing anything.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
That's the part that I wish I knew. Why did we become so stagnant?
Right, the groundwork is there. I mean, we just got to pick up. Somebody has to be brave enough to pick up the baton and run with it, and that's the problem. That's the biggest problem we're having right now, is that nobody is brave enough to pick up that baton and just run with it.
And do you fault that? Do you understand why no one has picked it up?
I understand why they don't want to die at a young age, but the one thing about it, Mike's calling. Hey, Mikey.
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Not a lot, man. Not a lot.
Sis.
Hey, brother.
So, Mike.
So that's some good stuff y'all talking about. You know, I mean, I'm sitting up here listening. I'm about ready to get ready to hit the biz. I can get up in the morning, but
okay.
I mean, I love listening to the show as usual. And this is some good stuff. And one of the things that you touched me with is, I know I asked that question about who has the better impact.
Right.
And I somewhat agree with you when it comes to Malcolm.
Right.
Nothing against Martin, but I just feel like he had a stronger effect when he found out all the political crap that he had to go through and all the betrayal that he had to go through. Like we talked about in church, about behavior being betrayed before.
Right.
You know, it'll make anybody change, you know, when they feel like they've been betrayed. You know, even like when you feel like, do you feel like Martin Luther King has been betrayed by us, by not keeping this ball rolling like we're supposed to?
I do. That's why I say,
you know, because he tried to love somebody. Dr. King tried to love somebody. And for him to put in all this hard work and we barely scratching the surface with the needle, I think it's crazy, man, that we're not stepping up as people, because we have more technology. We have so many other options and opportunities to make things better for us.
Right.
And what bothered me, Reggie, was when I said, you know, it takes money to do things now.
Yeah, it does.
You know, I still say this, and I have a problem with it. It's one of my pet peeves when it comes to all this stuff. We get on national TV and we talk all this mess about how Black Lives Matter, and yet there are people who still using us as a money train.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. You know, and it's sad that, you know, these lawyers, they taking advantage of these opportunities of people, loved ones getting killed. What are we really dying for? Just like today, me and Kimber was looking at the news, this white man just decided he's gonna take it upon himself, just go kill 3 niggas
Yeah.
at a dog store. Now why? And here's what pissed me off, bro. These people, from what I'm hearing, was from this Christian university or something,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
You're right.
And I'm going, well, when is it going to stop for us? When are we going to truly get tired of people taking advantage of us? You know, I'm sitting up here watching sports earlier.
Mm-hmm.
We are the most generated nation when it comes to making money.
Oh, come on.
Till it's just ridiculous.
Exactly.
It is downright ridiculous, brother. And it doesn't make any sense because I said, well, you know, what leader, you know, y'all asked a good question. What should or can we do to keep this thing going and to better it? I was sitting up here thinking about some stuff, and man, I don't even know where to even start to begin.
Well, it's like I said, Mike. We just got to have that one person that's brave enough to pick up that baton that Malcolm had, that Martin had, that Medgar Evers had, that Frederick Douglass had. Let's go back further than that, and just run with it. That's the problem. We don't have anybody that's brave enough to pick up that baton and run with the baton because the field work is already there. It's just that somebody has to go a little bit further than that. Kind of like touchdown Tony Dorsett back in the day. You gave him the ball, you know it's a guaranteed touchdown. So
yeah,
and that's the problem. We don't have anybody that's brave enough to take up that baton.
Yeah, and that's the sad part about it. Who's brave enough? You know, and it is a scary situation if you really think about it. But who is brave enough to do it? I mean, should we be brave enough, or is there somebody who knows all the ins and outs of this political issue we're going through that's brave enough to say, hey, here's what I've learned, here's the research, you know, because, you know, we are already afraid. There are already white people talking about they don't want Kamala Harris being a leader.
Right.
You know, on Michelle's end, you know, being a woman.
Right.
You know, there are people who don't even want this woman running the country.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Some of these white folks. I was living there. I forgot this white lady's name, but she says, no, we don't need Kamala Harris in there for whatever reason that she has.
Right.
And I said, well, maybe that may be the person who needs to be in the office, or somebody else. This judge, Supreme Court judge that we voted in.
Ketanji.
You know, maybe she should take another route, or you know, should women start taking the opportunity to run the country now?
They can. They're very capable. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind that there's a woman out there that's just as capable as a man to run the country. I mean, especially black women, because, you know, we were raised by black women. Those are some deal. I don't give a damn what nobody says. Black women are the strongest women on the planet. You know,
exactly.
Because they put up with so much crap till it was just ridiculous. And for them to exactly. I mean, for them to sit up here and say that, well, I don't too much care for Kamala. I can't stand the Kamala Harris, but anyway, I'm not going to say that she can't. I'm not going to say she can't run the country. I would never say that. But you know, I mean, people just gotta shut their mouths and just wake up and smell the coffee, because you gotta think about this, Mike. During slavery, who were the ones that were raising white folks' old badass children? Exactly. Black women were. So, you know, there's that. Like I said, black women are the strongest women on the planet, in my opinion.
Yeah. No doubt.
Because, I mean, to me, I love what Martin did.
Right.
But I think Malcolm is had more the stronger impact as a male leader. You know, I mean, he took the initiative to try to do the same thing that Martin did, bringing folks together. Yeah. But he also warned people to watch their back. And I don't think that's what the government liked. You know, even when I watched the movie, I was just saddened that black folks were pretty much minding their own dadgum business, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it wasn't good enough. You know, they did. I mean, it just goes to show you, like today, white people don't want you to succeed at nothing.
Of course not.
I don't care what nobody say. Even though we have biracial relationships and all this, white folks, they just don't still want black people to excel.
I agree with you on that.
You know,
And then to piggyback,
and it's something else.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then to piggyback off what you said, Mike, you're absolutely right. Malcolm was he'd be the first to tell anybody he's not violent unless you're violent towards me.
By any means
Yeah.
necessary.
Exactly. I mean, that's just how he was. You know, you don't put your hands on me, I won't put my hands on you. And that's how
Exactly.
and that's how us as black people were raised in the first damn place. You know, long as you don't touch me, you good. But if you touch me, you know, it's gonna be some slow singing and flower bringing once it's all said and done. So, but that's just how we're built, and that's what I liked about Malcolm. I'm not taking anything from Martin. I love Martin, but for me,
I'm the same way, man.
right? I mean, for me,
You can say what you want to.
oh yeah, you can talk all you want, but just don't touch me.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you put your hands on me, and just like my grandmama told me, she said, son, you know, don't put your hands on a woman, but if she were to start rubbing you the wrong way, you're not far from her age. Yeah, and I'll never forget that. I'm like, yeah, because, see, my mom did the same thing. My sisters probably remember. They probably forgot it. They both bucked up to me, and I was like, oh, y'all, come on with it.
Uh-oh.
And my mom said, you don't you ever raise your hand to your sisters no more.
Yep.
And I'll never forget that.
Right.
But she said, but if they put their hands on you and me slapping you and all this other stuff, she said, man, you know, just don't let nobody make you out no punk and make
course.
you feel like you weak.
My mom was the
You
same
know?
exact way. My mom was the same exact way.
Exactly.
I mean, she told me.
That's one thing I liked about Malcolm, man. Malcolm,
Right.
he came out with his rifle. You ain't finna kill me and my kids, you know, just because you choose to be ignorant. I'm talking about the people he was trying to follow.
Right.
And that was sad there, man.
I agree.
That was sad.
I agree.
So, yeah, but don't, yeah, I mean, there's so many things I was agreeing with you on. I'm like, wow, you got pretty deep with some stuff, bro. It made me think, and I said, oh, wait a minute, hold up here.
Hey,
I always thought everybody was into Martin, but, you know,
Mike,
a lot of Malcolm support.
Mike, let me tell you something, man. Me and your sister, we sit up, we have conversations like that all the time. She can tell you that.
Yeah.
We do. We talk like that all the time, don't we, dear?
Yep, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah,
So
ain't
you
that
know,
something?
yeah, I know it, man. That's just how we are. And I think I turned her more on to Malcolm than anybody else.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of sad, you know, not knocking her because it wasn't her fault. I thought it was kind of sad that she went to 2 HBCUs and she didn't know that much about Malcolm. I mean, that tripped me out. But I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
I understand. 'Cause I went to OU. That's a white school. Shit. But come on, you went to 2 of them and they didn't tell you shit about Malcolm. Come on, something wrong with that picture.
Yeah.
Well, we knew it. We just knew like Malcolm X, civil rights leader, and that's it.
Right.
Nothing in depth, how he started, how he was trained, how he went to Mecca, got the premise of the land, smelt the land,
so-
learned the culture.
But yeah, man, I kind of look for that particular leader as well,
Right.
who's going to really get down and, you know, at least make the effort if it don't even be successful.
Right.
You know, give that person the A for effort, because we're living in a society where folks just don't care, man.
Exactly.
They don't care.
I mean, case
And
in
it's
point.
sad that we have these conversations about the N-word still.
Oh man.
And, you know, yeah, we still have conversations about that. And we still working on trying to improve that, man.
Mike, let me tell you something, man. I tell people all the time, and I've told your sister this because she's kind of slowed down now. You know that, you know, just in conversation, I don't call people nigga. I don't. Now, if I'm trying to prove a point, yeah, I'll say the word because I'm trying to prove a point. But just in general conversation, I don't do it. You can ask your sister. I do not use that word. And I tell anybody, I don't care who it is, black or white, I ain't nobody's nigga, so don't call me that. I'd appreciate if you wouldn't say that. So, you know, that's just how I am. So, but yeah, you're right. We shouldn't be having this conversation. Here it is, 2023, and we still having this conversation.
Still having this conversation. And that's sad that we still having this conversation because, well, I will give us credit. Some of us credit.
Right.
We tend to avoid that term, and I think that's where the root of the problem lies still, is the name calling.
Oh yeah.
We're grown ups.
Come on now.
Man, you know, it's sad that we got folks that are grown up, educated, got money, and we still at that level, man.
Yeah, that's sad, man.
We're at that level. One of the conversations I think I made in the text was about the teachers and stuff
Oh,
who
yeah.
were drunk.
Oh,
Going
yeah.
back to that thing,
Oh, yeah.
and that really concerned me because I was watching a footage on Facebook.
Right.
There was an actual teacher who was teaching, and one of the students threw one of their shoes at the board.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah. Now you trying to teach these kids, and they doing paper and all kind of stuff. So she was calmly trying to talk to this student, and this student just kept getting fly with her.
Right.
So, and I said, you see, that's the reason why folks do what they do. And they probably do need to drink and the smoke and the hit and everything before they go to work so they can cope, man. I mean, I was joking about it, but it's some serious stuff. Just like us today.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, how many folk, come to work drunk and high?
Right.
Oh, man, take your pick.
For real, though.
Take your pick, man. I'm talking about not just blacks. I'm talking about Mexican folk coming there, eyes red and glossy. Yeah. White folk come in there,
especially white folks.
The night before, they got hangovers.
Especially white folks. Yep, especially white folks. They come to work drunk and high all the damn time, all the time, man.
Exactly.
But yeah, Mike, to piggyback off your point about the teacher thing, man, I guess that's the main reason why I'm not a teacher. Because if a student got fly by the mouth with me, he gonna be missing some teeth. Yeah. But that's just me. I mean, because I look at it like this: you respect me, young blood, I'm gonna respect you back. But you break off some disrespect, you gonna be picking your teeth up out the floor. So,
Here's a good one for you though.
Okay.
Do you and Michelle think, by being educated guys with your degrees and your knowledge, that people who are educated are underpaid versus these athletes and all these people who are in sports and all these other things, entertainment, making all this money and doing ignorant stuff?
I'm gonna let your sister answer that one. Go ahead, babe.
I don't think he can hear me, but it's teacher. Yeah, teachers need to be paid way more because to deal with your child 8 to 10 hours a day, he can't hear me. Just say what I'm saying.
Oh, can you hear your sis?
No, I can't. I can barely hear her.
Okay. Yeah, she ain't too close to her mic. She don't like the mic up in her face.
No, what I was saying is that I do agree. Yes, we do, especially teachers, because teachers deal with children 8 to 10 hours a day, and they get paid bare minimum. I'm not even a teacher. I make more than teachers. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy to me because they're with your children 5 days out the week, 8 to 10 hours a day, and they get paid bare minimum, and they got to take all their frustration from the child, the frustration from the adults when you trying to call the adult to say your child and turning their homework and you giving me attitude. They have to deal with so much and they get nickels. Yeah, I won't say penny, they get nickels, and that's sad. And here, I hate to say it again, but here's Sukiana.
Oh, Lord.
Millionaire, got all this wealth and she has not done nothing to prove that she needs it. I hate to keep bringing this girl name up, but she has she's disappointed me as a black woman.
And to piggyback off what your sister said, Mike, I agree with her 100%. Because we were watching the episode of one of the shows we watched called Abbott Elementary, when she had to call the parent, and the parent got fly by the mouth with her and called her a bad teacher. See, that's the kind of thing that a lot of teachers have to deal with. They got to deal with the disrespectful students, and then what they call the parents in, and the parents is just as disrespectful, if not more disrespectful than the students were.
Right.
And like I said, I guess that's the main reason why I never became a teacher, because if that were me in that situation, and I called the parent in, and the mother or the father got fly with me, my first instinct, as me being who I am, is to get fly back. Yeah. And that would be unprofessional on my end, being I'm supposed to be a teacher.
Right.
But like I said, I guess that's why I'm not a teacher. But yeah, teachers got to put up with so much crap, man, and that's why I applaud teachers. And I think that, in my personal opinion, I think the highest paid position of any professional with a degree should be an educator. That's just my personal opinion.
I'll say that again.
Oh yeah,
I concur.
Educators, they don't. I mean, even though I was watching the news the other day, and they were trying to increase that to get people to come and teach.
Right.
Get them incentives
and I think it's
like
a sad situation when the district have to giving out bribes. You know, people will come in there even without a degree, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that scared the hell out of me because I'm like, well, wait a minute.
Exactly.
Exactly, because I'm thinking, you mean to tell me we gonna have people that probably don't know how to read as good or understand or comprehend as good gonna be teaching
Yeah,
our
what they're
young
gonna do,
people?
what they tell them that they'll ask you to come. As long as you have an associate's, you can come in and they'll just give you the training along the way.
Right.
That's probably why so many of those fifth graders, like that other teacher was saying, cannot
Yeah.
read. Yeah.
Yep.
See that?
So
See
many
that?
teachers
That
have
that
been
that that, that that's
abused.
something else, man.
They've been
I
abused
mean,
by the
'cause I think
students.
that's
They've
the
been
reason
abused
why
by the
we
parent.
come in here and we bitch and complain about, our careers. And
Yeah.
I think that's the problem because I truly believe that, Michelle, if we have that kind of, making that kind of money, it could probably make a difference, but then it could probably be a problem also.
I agree.
Yeah, because just like some of these athletes, some of these other folks that making that kind of money, they don't know how to manage and handle that kind of
Oh,
situation. Because, we
yeah.
are afraid,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
our people. We even afraid of that kind of success ourselves.
Oh, yeah. I agree with
You
you
know?
on that. A prime example of
That's a
that.
good,
A prime
prime
example of that, Mike. A prime example of that right there. Of that, what you just said right there is John Morant.
Yeah.
John Morant's a prime
Yeah.
example that he got all this money and he's messing it up by carrying guns and stuff and going to the club and doing God knows what with all that money. He don't know how to handle it. And not to mention, he got people in his family, mostly his parents, are just as ignorant as he is when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Because you got the daddy out there, he trying to be Usher 2.0. Am I lying? Am I lying?
But see, back in the day, they said young men act like that because they were raised by single parents. So what's this problem?
His problem is he was raised by two ignorant parents because his mama ain't no better.
Yeah.
Well, they get a little money. That's how, like I said, when these young men like this get the 18, 19, 20-year-old get the $1 million contract, they need to have a sensitivity coach, a financial coach,
Definitely financial
and just coping that you're in another tax bracket.
Whole of the tax bracket.
Just like that guy from the Cowboys. Second time. Tore his car up the first time. Here you are racing again this second time.
Yep.
And had a gun in there this time. What? Okay, brother. You 24 years old.
24.
You barely squeezed by the first time with your life. Because that car looked horrible.
Oh, yeah.
And then here you are in the same position again. And then here's your owner, Jerry Jones, talking about, well, at least he wasn't speeding this time. He don't give a F about your life. He just want to make sure you on that court. He didn't say, is he okay? We'll try to get him some counseling. He just said, at least he wasn't speeding again. Yeah, he probably was making light of it, but I wouldn't have said that as an owner.
I wouldn't have said that either.
And he's an owner. Just like I said, when them people are in the position that they're in, they're their own incorporation.
Yep.
You're your own.
You're your own brand.
You're your own brand, exactly.
Yeah.
So why would you keep going? I mean, I know some people can deal with it. Like I said, he's a perfect example. You have a top-notch career that too many people don't get an opportunity to play.
Yep.
You're playing for one of the most recognizable teams in the world.
The most recognizable football team on the planet.
And here he is smoking weed. Because he probably got to smoke weed to cope. You don't know what he going through.
True that.
See what I'm saying?
I agree with you on that.
So it's like, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't.
But yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Good point. Real good point.
Okay.
Real good point. I mean, what do you think, Mike? I mean, what's your take on that?
I agree with it.
Yeah.
I mean, the way one of the points is, I agree. I disagree, man. I just have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, wow. It scares me because, my daughter's going to graduate
Right.
high school.
Right.
And I'm trying to get this other one into college.
Okay.
And it's glad to see him succeed, but I'm also afraid.
As you should be. I mean, because you're the father of two girls. So
yeah.
That being said, right there, because I just have one daughter myself. I mean, she's married now, but that being said, that's a scary thought right there, because you have.
It is.
Yeah, it's just a
It
very
scares the
scary
heck out
thought.
of you.
Exactly, because you have two girls. Both of them are intelligent, from what I understand. So that right there, that's a good thing. But only thing you could do as a father is hope that what you and your wife have done with them and raising them helps them along. That's all you can do at that point.
And pray.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's
Most
it.
Keep, Mama always told us, keep God first.
There you
and,
go.
and remember your last name
Come
when
on.
you in public.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Wow.
Because I can tell you right now, with my mom can tell you this out of her own mouth, because she told my wife that, when I first went to college, she was crying like a baby. But I know how, because I know how I am, and I don't want to embarrass my family and put a stain on my family's name. So I pretty much stayed on my P's and Q's. So as long as they have that kind of mentality, Mike, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Just hope that they have that. Just hope that they have it, and leave it at that.
Oh yeah. Because and that's we've been taught that that's the greatest weapon,
Right.
education and all this other stuff, man. But shoot, what good is it going to do to keep trying to get that, and we can't utilize it to fight properly what we need to get ahead?
Right.
Because like I said, man, there's too much other stuff that's being generated and not the right stuff that's being generated.
Exactly, and that's pretty much what we're getting at right there. And that's pretty much what we're getting at. Because I was going to do a show called The Ratchet Revolution. Because you already know, man, every time you turn around, you see some ratchetness on TV. And you got women, and you got young girls and young women like your daughters that are looking at this shit and saying, hey, that's how I want to be. That's the scary part. That's the real scary part. So as a father, you got double trouble because you got two daughters.
Yeah. So I got double trouble. I like those books that you had mentioned. And those are very resourceful books. That's something I think you should post just on your page as well as anywhere else you can introduce, because that's a good learning curve and a stepping stone.
Oh yeah.
To get people to start reading more, since we were talking about reading earlier in the conversation.
Right.
Really, it breaks my heart that we got a nation that can do everything but read.
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie to you, Mike. My mom can tell you this. I came out the womb with a book in my hand, so it's because of my mother. Because my wife can tell you, my mother's an avid reader. I get it from her. So, and that's why I always encourage people to read more, because reading is fundamental. It really is. Come on, y'all.
It is. Reading is fundamental. That's what my mama told me. She said, son, if you don't learn anything else, math, science, whatever, she said, learn to read. Right. Because if you don't learn to read something, you won't be able to comprehend it and understand it.
That's
how
true.
You understand something you don't know how to read. Y'all brought it up. It's sad you got people who are graduating from the 5th grade and still don't know how to read.
Come on.
And then they're going to end up being teenagers and don't know how to read. We talking about kids who use cell phone devices.
Yep.
Oh, come
All
on.
this other stuff that's going on, man. I mean, how the hell you going to teach them how to use a cell phone so you can keep up with them and introduce them to all this sex tracking stuff and all this other bullcrap that they look at on these phones, staying over like ruining their eyes and messing up their retina? But yet they still don't know how to read like they're supposed to and comprehend things.
Yeah, I agree.
We're just living in a messed up society with that thing. Everyone, I'm glad that some people who say, okay, pick up a book, and because nowadays you pick a book and you bring a basketball and a football and a baseball to school along with your so-called book, but they don't even have books in school no more.
So don't.
And that's one of the damn problems right there. Because my wife got on me about bitching and moaning about, well, where are the books at these kids? Yeah. Well, they get on these devices when they go to school.
Yep.
Well, they don't even hardly get on the devices to do their homework.
Unless they're surfing the net. That's what they be doing.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, Mike, man, we appreciate you calling in, brother. Anytime, man. Anytime, bro. So, we gonna go. Yeah. So, we can wrap the show up anyway, man. You called just in the nick of time.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad because I need to go ahead and get my clothes on. Because I'm still afraid of these white folks.
Right. Got that code
get
switch.
That paper. You know, gotta shake it. You gotta be nervous to get that paper.
That's right.
No doubt.
But
No
man,
doubt.
I appreciate y'all talk on Sundays, and you know, it gets deeper and deeper, and I'm glad I learned a lot just by listening to y'all. Y'all do some pretty good research. Just keep on doing what you're doing, man.
That's the premise of the show. Thank
All right,
you.
Mike.
Good
We
job.
appreciate you, man. We'll holler at you later.
All right.
Okay, good night.
Oh, I'll holler at you later.
All
Y'all be careful. Love you much.
Love you
All
too.
right.
Good night.
All right. Bye bye.
Very good thoughts. Very good thoughts. Yeah, in my version, to sum it all up, 60 years down, look like it's probably gonna be another 60, but hopefully the next 60 we can move the needle. We can see there is some progress, but it'll be more prevalent. Like, I wouldn't be questioning what some other person has done. It's out there and I can see it and I can obtain it.
Right.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay, you know, I understand that part. But it's like I was saying before. You know, there are things being done. We just don't see it, man. That's how some people operate. They operate behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And that's just the way some people are. But anyway, as usual, babe, good show.
Very good show. Very good show.
Yeah.
So, to MLK, I know you're looking down on us, even Malcolm. I don't know, Michael wasn't a part of that walk, was he?
What?
The march on the mall. He wasn't even
Malcolm,
yeah,
he knew about it. He just wasn't a part of it, but he supported it.
But to all those that follow, I know John Lewis was there, and like I said, Andrew Young was there, MLK was there. I hope we don't become despondent, but like you said, we get a little bit and we just kind of became stagnant. Now that we see that they're trying to take us back to Jim Crow law, maybe we'll step up and come 10 times harder.
Oh, I hope so.
Because I hope no one wants to go back to that time frame.
Because I'm not going to no back door. I got money just like he do. If you want my money, then, let me in that front door. I'm not going through the back.
Yep.
Until then, you can kiss my black ass.
And the way this government is making these prices these days, you will have to scratch and scream just to do anything, just to survive. This is crazy. It's nuts.
I agree.
But I'm thankful and grateful.
Exactly.
And grateful. I'm just venting right now, but I just pray for us all, because we all need one another. All this race baiting and racism and supremacy, man, kick rocks. Let's just get on one accord and make this world a good place, because killing somebody because they black, that's crazy.
That's the dumbest thing in the world.
Getting up on the stand line, that's crazy. Calling yourself a nigga for Trump, that's asinine. Uncle Ruckus looking at him. I wonder if anybody go sit him down and show him, look how you look. Are you proud of yourself? I know if that was my dad, I'd be cool, baby.
Man, I can just imagine what your pops would say.
No, if that was my dad I'd be like, Daddy, what were you thinking? Hell, I don't know. I probably was drunk. Because I don't think my dad would have done nothing like that at all.
I know my stepdaddy
I don't think
would.
somebody would have paid him, he would have done that.
I know my stepdaddy wouldn't. Shit, consider who we talking about. My stepdad damn sure wouldn't. But anyway, great show, baby.
Tell a friend, tell a friend.
Yeah, like
hit the notification button.
Definitely.
The viewership is growing. Thank y'all so much for all the viewership from the last podcast.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes,
Thank
keep
you,
it up,
thank
please.
you.
Keep it up. But as usual, girl, I gotta go grab my wife's booty.
All right now.
So anyway, I'm Reggie.
And I'm Mimi the lady.
We out.
Bye.